Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza, your host here at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Today, I am channeling the beings of light to give you a forecast for the upcoming month of November, and it's coming up so soon. Who here feels like October just came and went, right? Like amazing. It feels like October literally started last week for me. Time is really, really speeding up. And a lot of us are feeling this sense of loss of time. And we're going to be feeling this more and more. And that comes in ways where we're at the end of October, and which is when I'm recording this, and it feels like the month just started, like where did it go? And at the same time, you may be going through like a day or a couple of days or even a week when it feels like it's going so slow. Like, when is it going to be over? And these are symptoms of ascension. These are symptoms of living in the two different realities, the 3D and the 5D, when you're merging into both because you're feeling like things are happening, but they're speeding up or they're slowing down, and there's really no more real sense of time, which time doesn't exist. So it's part of the illusion of the reality that we are creating to live in, so that we can function in our world, in our three-dimensional bodies. I wanted to also explain a little bit more about the beings of light, who they are that I'm channeling, and so ever since about maybe 4 years ago, I started feeling and or sensing these four pillars of light. And I see them or sense them or perceive them as literally that. They're just light beams, like picture like a cylinder of light. And it's a beautiful, deep blue, purplish indigo. Um, like a deep blue with a little bit of purple. I don't know, I can explain it. It's just gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, divine color. And I see this as like pillars of light, four of them. I see two on my left, two on my right. If you can see light and you're seeing this on me, let me know. I would love to see somebody who can actually see them for me, because I don't see them like with my eyes. I just know they're there, or I sense them, I perceive them, I feel them. Um, I do say sometimes I see them, but I'm not actually seeing them with my natural human eyes. And I wanted to make this distinction and share this with you, because so many times when we are tuning into our gifts, we use human words to describe what we're going through, what we're seeing. And a lot of us say, oh, I see blah, 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 right? And a lot of times we don't actually see them with our eyes. For example, with me, when I say, oh, I see this, I'm seeing something, but I'm not really seeing it with my eyes as like physical something. I see it more as a knowing. It arrives as a knowing. It is somewhere in my uh I don't know, space, in my subconscious, in my higher self. I don't really know how to explain it, but I just get it. I just know it. And the word that comes through for me to explain to you is I see it, right? And why am I explaining this? Because if you're just starting out, or if you are feeling like you are wanting to tune more into your own abilities, your spiritual abilities, you might be comparing yourself to other people who say certain things, and it's not exactly what it means. So if you hear me or someone else say, I see, but they don't actually see with the natural human eyes, or if I say I see and I'm actually seeing with my third eye, which is, I don't know, out there, not the physical eye, then you're comparing yourself to something that you think is what the person is saying, but it's not really what the person means. And then we tend to compare ourselves and want to be able to do things or perceive them or see them or hear them or feel them as the other person. And we may not be able to do that. And we might be trying to do something that you're not really open to right now, and you might be missing the actual way in which you receive. So, for example, some of my clients have wanting like, to see things or to get a clear message. And it ends up that they're actually receiving things through feeling, right? So some people feel things like they just feel physical pain or warmth in different parts of their body. So it could be that they feel a lump in their throat, or they just feel like really physical things, and it's not really like a seeing um, as an imaginary thing, like an image, right? And that's just their gift. Or some people can hear things, or some people can sense things, or they can scent, right? It's the smell that they can smell something, and the smell reminds them of something else, and then they receive the message of what it may mean for the person or for what they're receiving. So we're all very unique. We're all very different in the way that we receive things. And I just wanted to put that out there because especially if you're just coming out of your own awareness and you're beginning to sense in and to feel into this yumminess that it is to feel more expanded than just the 3D, then we really do tend to compare ourselves to others and then feel less than or not good enough just because we're not receiving the way that whomever it is that you're watching or following says that they receive. And I just wanted to make sure that sometimes it's not exactly the words, it's just that it's the closest word possible that we can use that is humanly possible for humans to understand. Does that make sense? Okay, like that's, I just wanted to say that. All right, and I already told you about the beings of light, which is who I'm connecting with today. So I'm just going to ground. I am grounded now. And calling in the beings of light for the message for this month. And greetings. We are so glad to be here today, sending this message of love and hope and light to all of humanity and everyone who is tuning in to this message today or in your today, our future. The month of November, as the month of December, brings a lot of changes and differences, and feel into this as things that are beginning to shift and move in ways that you may not expect them to or believe it could be possible. Really, it's like expecting the unexpected. Everything goes up in the air, everything is up for grabs, everything is ready to be shifted and be reborn from the energies that you choose to give attention to. And this is really, really important because there's so much division and so much polarity on Earth right now. So many countries going through different elections. It's not just the US. We're going to focus on the US, but there's so many countries going through different elections, and there's so much polarity everywhere, um, where people who are wanting one candidate are really, really against the other one, and vice versa. And this is happening due to the split of the earth. The split of the earth is when a large population of energy people are remaining to in the 3D, and the other one is really lifting up their energies and their frequencies to move on to the 5D. So those who are choosing to stay in the 3D are seeing right now all of the negative. They're seeing a lot of separation. They're seeing a lot of hate and fighting and wars and jealousy and things that are all about me, 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 without really caring about the next neighbor or even the next person in their family. There's been a huge separation even within the families that continues to pull apart, 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 bringing fear. And know that this is coming out of the deepest sections of fear. And the fear comes only and when there is a separation in belief that the human is completely separated from the divine. So when the energy of the people is in that space of believing that they're separate from the divine, that they're just for their own, everyone fends for themselves, then the energy becomes very polar, very, very angry, wanting to fight, wanting to get more and more and more for ourselves. This you saw this happening during 2020 with COVID, where people were just buying and buying and buying lots of toilet paper and holding on to it and different things because of the fear of not having enough. And that panic is what actually created the shortage in things that people needed. If people had just gone along and bought what they needed as they usually do, then there wouldn't have been a shortage and everyone would have had enough. But it was that fear of, I'm all for myself. I need to get more for me, for my family, for me. I don't care about the others. I just get to get more, 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 is what caused the panic, the scarcity, and more of the fear that gave them the feeling of, yeah, this is true. There is nothing available. There is scarcity here. If I hadn't bought all of that, I wouldn't have had anything. So it gives you confirmation for what you're putting your energy to. Yet, on the other side, there's the part of people going into the love and light and sharing and taking care of each other, whether it's family members or neighbors or even strangers. When you see somebody who needs something and you're able to handle things and give them and share them what they need, then you begin to live in that space of 5D where everyone knows and realizes that we're all together as one. We're all one people. The more that I help one, the more that I get help. The more that I receive from somebody, the more that I'm able to give somebody, or vice versa. The more that I give somebody, the more that I receive in different ways. And you're always well taken care of, and you see and feel the abundance around you. So in these times of full polarities where people are really fighting, where they're really disheartened about the choices that you have, especially in the US, moving into the US now, for the elections, when you're feeling like, do I vote for this? Do I vote for that? Which is the best or the lesser of the two evils? So I wish there was a new or a better choice or whatever it is that your position is right now. Know that everyone's position, whether you're feeling like I want to vote or I don't, or I know candidate A is the best and B is the worst, or B is the best and A is the worst, whatever your position is, know that you are creating that as a reality. So when you are feeling that this candidate is the best, and everything will work for me and for the country and for everyone if this one is elected. And the other one, if the other one is elected, then everything goes downhill and terrible things, and you believe in this, then that is exactly what will happen. And this is what's going to happen if you stay in that energy of 3D, because the nation is divided. It's divided pretty much half and half. So everyone who believes in candidate A, that is going to be great, and B is going to be terrible, then if candidate A wins, everyone who wanted candidate A will feel happy. And everyone who wanted candidate B will feel everything's going to hell, everything's going downhill, it's going to be chaos, it's terrible, it's the end, all of that. And the same thing goes the other way. If candidate B wins and you wanted candidate A, you're going to feel the same thing. It's the same thing. We're all one people. And whatever you put your energy on, meaning what you believe will happen, will. This is really important because, and this is what shows you that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which candidate wins because the energy of the people will have the, yay, this is amazing. And the other half is going to be, oh, everything's going downhill, no matter who wins. So it doesn't matter who wins. What can you do and what is the best choice for you is to vote for whomever it is that you feel is the best candidate for you and see it as this is going to be the way. This is going to feel and fix everything, and it's going to start to change things, to let go of what no longer serves the country, the nation, the planet. It's going to be able to make the shifts necessary to make things well And if your candidate is not the one chosen and the other one is, then trust that your vote was heard and that your vision for change, for the better life, for the things that you wanted is still happening. So, do you see this? Trust the universe, trust the energy that no matter which candidate actually takes the power, will bring what you want it to bring. So it is when you are in that space of polarity of believing that one works and the other one doesn't, that things go wrong because you believe that one will do something that will be terrible and you believe that one does something that will be great for you. But remember, half the population believes exactly the same on the opposite candidate. So you imagine the world that you want to live in. Imagine a place where people are living together in peace, in harmony, helping each other, where there's abundance for everyone, where everything gets worked out, where all the systems that are no longer working do fall apart for the better. Trust that the energy is bringing something that is better no matter what you see, and trust that the light is at the end of the tunnel, at the end on the other side of whatever happens, with whomever takes the post. The energies are also bringing a lot of different changes within. So this is not just political or a nationwide or a worldwide change and shift. The shifts and changes are also happening within you, within each individual person. As each person becomes more sovereign in their own beliefs of who they truly are and begin to do more of the work and begin to look within and begin to work within their own heart space in order to be able to project the world that they want to see, one of harmony and peace and love and abundance, if that is what you want, which is the majority of the population, that is how you create the world that you want. But when you put your energy on criticizing, pointing the finger outwards into what's happening that you don't like, then you're adding fuel, you're adding your energy to that which you do not want. And in your personal relationships, you will see great shifts within your own unit, that is your own family. Your own family members, it could be your spouse, your partner, your children, your parents. You're going to see great shifts within each of them. There's a lot of movement, all things coming up to the surface, things that you may not be aware of or even know existed in your past, coming out and flourishing for you to be able to release them and be able to move forward. This is happening so that you can hold on to the new codes, the new lights that are being activated within your own bodies. You already have received many new upgrades and codings within your human bodies. And this is the time where all of those new codes are being activated. And when they are activated, then each time something is activated within your body, you are bringing more light and lightness to your human body. And in order for them to work properly, then the all stuff must come out. So when you are not doing the work, then it will feel harder. It will feel like a challenge and a struggle and painful when you are doing the work. And that is going within, meditating. Number one, meditating, connecting to your higher self, to the higher place that you are. That's the work. When you're doing that, then you're able to release these old wounds, even things you may not know that you had or that you are carrying, coming up to the surface to be seen and to be released. And once these things are seen and released from your body, you are able to activate the light within you of the new codes that are already within your body. And these new codes are bringing more awareness, more understanding, the ability to hold on to the understanding of the new things that you are becoming aware of. So, for example, you may hear this message and you may get aha moments. You may have an I resonate, I understand. And someone who is not doing the work or who is just waking up and has a lot of things to clear may hear the same message and go, I don't understand that. It goes right over the head or even denying it. And that's fine. That's where each person is. But when you're doing the work, and you are able to release things that are no longer serving you, then you're able to receive the messages, which is in code for you to activate the cells within your body of all the new codes that you have received throughout this past spring and summer. You may be going through a lot of different challenges in your own body. And they may show up as conflict between your family, between your friends, between work. It can also be within yourself. And this comes from the lack of self-love. There is so much loss of self-love, especially for your bodies. Looking at your body and judging it and looking at who you are, your mind, how you do things, what you're able to do, and criticizing it. And that is not loving yourself. And this harmony between your body can and will bring disease and illness to your human body. So as you continue to meditate, connect with your higher self and release the things that are coming up for you, the things that you may be remembering, the things that you are able now to bring out to the surface that you were not able to bring out to the surface for fear, for embarrassment, for judgment. And now you're feeling true and strong in yourself to speak your truth, and you're able to speak it out. As you speak out your truth, your wounds, what you suffer, what you went through as a child, as a teenager, even in your 20s, you are literally releasing it. It is so important to speak out, even if you are on your own or by yourself, to speak these words out loud. As you do them, you release them from your body, and then remember, remember that after you release whatever comes up for you as a wound, as something that hurts, to speak words of love and understanding and compassion and empathy to the self. That's how you heal. That's how you fill up the holes that you are leaving within your body. As you're releasing the low frequencies, you're filling them back up with love, with words of kindness, with words of embracing your wounds, embracing that inner child, embracing you. And then you're able to look yourself in the mirror and love all of you. You may be called or feel the call to leave where you're living and move somewhere else that you're feeling called to move to, anywhere in the world. And you may not know why, and it may not make sense, but you're feeling this call of moving. Listen to your intuition. As if you do, it will bring you to better places and better fortune. You may also be called to living certain relationships that are no longer serving you. And this could be your partner, or it could be a family member that's not at the same frequency as you, or it may be a job, your coworkers. It may even be a school, and specifically for the young generation of 17 and under, it is extremely important to pay attention how the children's souls are being nurtured at the school that they are attending. Are they being able to be themselves, to think for themselves, to create on their own? Or are they being still programmed to follow a certain amount of rules that makes them feel less than, that makes them feel smaller, and to listen to the hierarchy that exists within the adults? The new children, the new generations are coming up already awakened and coded to speak their truth, the ones that you are working on speaking now. They are already aware. They are already calling you out, and they're calling out any form of authority. And for that reason, they're getting more and more in trouble from the people who are wanting them to conform to the rules. But the rules are all falling down, as most things in the world are falling down. They need to fall down, as they don't help anyone in the ascension, in the movement of creating a new earth and bringing heaven on earth. So everything is moving out that is no longer serving you. The density, the darkness, the heaviness is moving out, the restrictions, and all of the freedom, the love, the peace, the heart is what's coming up. Nurture the children, allow them to have their space. They may seem extremely more defiant even than in previous generations, but they are awakened. Listen to what they say without that filter of I am the adult and they must listen. Discipline is different now. Listen to what they say and feel within your heart if it makes sense to you in your heart. Is there truth in their words? And then take it from there to give them the space and the validation that they need to continue to grow and expand into the great beings that they are. There is nothing that's coming up that is not for the benefit of all. And we want to repeat this. There is nothing that's coming up or that's being brought up that is not for the benefit of all. Everything, as looming and dooming as it may seem to you in the moment, has a greater value of love and light. When you all go and get together as one in the light, in your light, and you begin to shine that light from within your heart, you connect with the hearts of others. And as you connect with the others who are showing up through their light, you become stronger, more powerful, reaching more places. And it is this communal light that is helping the speed of the ascension happen. Because the more light there is in unison, the more it expands and the more it shines light on the darkness, which has been here all along. You're seeing more things of darkness show up because there is more light to shine the light on it. It's not that this is happening now. It has been happening all along. The difference now is all the people who are shining their light on this darkness. And that's why it seems like it's worse than before. But it's not. It is actually better than before, because as you shine your light on the dark, it comes up, it gets stopped, and it gets replaced by something better. In order for you to have a better understanding, a better and easier transition into the 5D, focus on what you like, on what you want, on what is good, not just for you, but for all of humanity. When you focus on all at once, this is good for me and them. When you are caring and feeling the empathy for others as they feel it for you, you create a space, a world, a reality for yourself and those around you that doesn't feel the hurt, the chaos, the darkness. Light attracts light. Light destroys the dark. When you hold on to your light, you can live in the space of light. You create your own light world. And that's how you move more into the 5D, into the acceptance of I am the creator of my reality, into the space of I can choose where I live and reside, even though I am still living the human three-dimensional experience. Your awareness and the creation around you becomes loving and easy and abundant and joyful. And that is all. That is all that you can do if you choose to continue to make your life, your individual life, better and lighter, more loving, more abundant, more joyous. And just by doing that, you shine that joy, that love onto those around you, showing them that there is another way, that there is another thing they can put their attention to, that your life and their life can be happier, more joyous, easier, just by holding your light at that frequency. We bring peace and joy to you as you choose to hold on to it and allow it to enter your space of awareness. Choose yourself in love and peace and joy, and you will experience love and peace and joy. And so it is. Thank you. Oh, that was cool. That was big. I am not a trance channel, which means that I am aware of what's coming through, and I do remember most of what was said and what came through as a message. I do end up forgetting later on, so I do listen to my own messages later on as well. But as of now, I have a pretty good idea of the message that came through. It felt really nourishing. I hope this has helped you. It helps others to feel more in control of what's going on, of your own life, of your reality, and how you can create that. If you like this message, please like, leave a comment, and share with as many people as you wish that you feel will benefit from the messages on this podcast. I love you, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.